Ladies and gentlemen, today we dive into a truth so profound that when fully embraced, it transforms the very fabric of our reality. God is with you every step of the way. You see, we often limit ourselves thinking we are separate from the divine, that we're alone in this vast universe navigating life's challenges on our own. But what if I told you that this belief is the greatest illusion of all? That at every moment, in every breath, in every heartbeat, the presence of God is not just beside you, but within you. From the time you rise in the morning to the moment you close your eyes at night, this infinite intelligence, this loving energy is guiding you. It's orchestrating experiences, connecting you with the right people, and opening doors of opportunity. When you truly grasp this, the weight of fear, doubt, and uncertainty begins to lift, because you know deep down that you are never walking this path alone. Imagine for a moment that the divine presence, the very force that created the universe, is not some distant, unreachable entity. It's not something outside of you, separate from your day-to-day life, only to be called upon in times of crisis or need. Instead, this presence, God, is within you, flowing through you, guiding you in every moment. This understanding has the power to completely transform the way you see yourself and the world around you. Many people walk through life feeling disconnected, as if they're navigating the challenges, obstacles, and decisions on their own. There's this pervasive belief that we are isolated beings, cut off from the divine, struggling to figure out life's complexities. But this is the greatest illusion we've been conditioned to believe. The truth is that you are never alone. Not for a single moment. The presence of God, the infinite intelligence that created the stars, the oceans, and life itself, is intricately connected to you. It resides not just around you, but within you. This presence is not abstract. It's not some distant energy you can only reach through rituals, intermediaries, or specific prayers. It is a part of you, as close to you as your breath, as accessible as your heartbeat. And when you begin to live with the awareness that God is with you, within you, guiding your every step, life begins to shift. You stop seeing yourself as a powerless individual subject to the whims of fate, and you start recognizing that you are a co-creator of your reality, divinely supported in everything you do. Think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you felt lost, confused, or uncertain about the direction you should take? How often have you questioned whether you're on the right path, or if your dreams will ever come to fruition? These moments of doubt can be overwhelming, and it's easy to feel like you're walking through life alone. But what if in those very moments you could pause, take a deep breath, and remember that you are never truly walking alone? What if you could tap into the truth that God is with you every single step of the way? This realization shifts everything. Suddenly, the challenges you face don't feel as daunting. The uncertainties don't seem as heavy. Because you know deep in your core that a higher intelligence, a loving and guiding presence, is walking beside you and, more importantly, within you. This presence is not there to control your life or dictate every move you make. Rather, it is a source of wisdom, strength, and love that you can draw upon at any moment. When you tune into this divine presence within you, you open yourself up to guidance that is far beyond the limitations of your own mind. You begin to receive insights, ideas, and inspirations that come from a place of higher knowing. It's as if God is gently whispering in your ear, guiding you toward your highest potential, toward the path that is meant for you. And the beauty of this is that you don't have to struggle to find this guidance. You don't have to search for it outside of yourself. It is already within you, waiting for you to listen. When you quiet the noise of the world and turn inward, you'll find that the answers you seek are already there. You'll begin to see that every challenge, every obstacle, is not something meant to defeat you, but something meant to grow you. It's all part of the divine plan, a plan that is unfolding perfectly, even when it doesn't seem like it in the moment. One of the most powerful things you can do in your life is to cultivate this awareness of the divine presence within you. When you wake up in the morning, before you even get out of bed, take a moment to acknowledge that God is with you. As you move through your day, remind yourself of this truth. Whether you're facing a difficult decision, dealing with a challenging situation, or simply going about your daily routine, let this awareness be at the forefront of your mind. God is with me. I am never alone. As you do this, something remarkable happens. You start to move through life with a sense of peace, even in the midst of uncertainty. You begin to trust that everything is working out for your highest good, because you know that the divine is guiding you. You stop feeling the need to control every detail of your life because you trust that God has already mapped out a path for you. And as you trust this guidance more and more, you'll find that things begin to fall into place in ways you could never have imagined. This is not to say that life will be without challenges. Far from it. But when you know that God is with you, even in the face of difficulty, those challenges take on a different meaning. They become opportunities for growth, for deepening your connection to the divine, for learning to trust even more in the process. And as you continue to walk this path, you'll start to notice synchronicities, moments where everything just seems to align perfectly, as if the universe is conspiring in your favor. And that's because it is. God is not a distant force watching your life from afar. God is right here, right now, within you, guiding you, supporting you, and loving you every step of the way. When you fully embrace this truth, life becomes a journey of faith, trust, and divine partnership. You are never walking this path alone. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, and every intention you set carries an energy that ripples out into the world around you. These are not just fleeting moments inside your mind. They are powerful currents of energy that connect you to the divine intelligence of the universe. When you begin to understand that your thoughts and intentions are not separate from God, you unlock a profound ability to co-create your reality in partnership with the divine. Let's explore this for a moment. Imagine that your thoughts are like prayers in motion, constantly communicating with the universe, constantly sending signals out into the field of infinite possibilities. You are always in dialogue with the divine, whether you're conscious of it or not. Your mind is like a transmitter, and the energy you emit is received and responded to by the universe. So the question becomes, what are you broadcasting? Most people go through life unaware of the power they hold within their minds. They think random, unfocused thoughts, often clouded by fear, doubt, or negativity. They believe that their external circumstances are beyond their control, and they feel powerless in the face of life's challenges. But what if I told you that your thoughts and feelings have a direct impact on the reality you experience? That by aligning your mind with the divine, you can shift the course of your life in extraordinary ways. The truth is, the universe or God is always responding to the energy you put out. When your thoughts are aligned with love, faith, and trust, you are tapping into the same energy that created the stars, the oceans, and all of life. You are in harmony with the divine flow, and as a result, you begin to attract experiences, opportunities, and people that resonate with that higher frequency. It's as if the universe is saying, yes, I hear you, I understand your desires, and I am aligning everything in your favor. But the opposite is also true. When your mind is filled with fear, worry, or doubt, you are broadcasting a different kind of energy. It's like sending mixed signals to the universe. Instead of being in alignment with your highest potential, you are energetically closing yourself off from the very things you desire. You may wonder why life feels difficult or why things aren't working out the way you hoped, but the answer often lies within your own mind. What are you focusing on? What energy are you sending out into the world? Now, this is not about blaming yourself for negative experiences. It's about recognizing the immense creative power you hold within you. The divine is always present, always ready to guide and support you, but you must align your thoughts and intentions with that higher power. You must become conscious of the energy you are emitting, because that energy is constantly shaping your reality. So how do you align your thoughts with the divine? It starts with awareness. Begin to pay attention to the thoughts that dominate your mind throughout the day. Are they rooted in love, possibility, and trust? Or are they clouded by fear, judgment, or scarcity? The first step is simply to notice. Once you become aware of the patterns in your thinking, you can begin to shift them. When you catch yourself in a negative thought loop, pause and consciously redirect your mind. Instead of focusing on what you fear or what could go wrong, shift your attention to what you desire and what could go right. This isn't about ignoring challenges or pretending that difficulties don't exist. It's about choosing to see life through the lens of possibility rather than limitation. It's about training your mind to stay in alignment with the energy of the divine. Visualization can be a powerful tool in this process. Take time each day to visualize the life you want to create. Imagine yourself living in alignment with your highest potential. See yourself achieving your goals, experiencing joy, abundance, and love. As you do this, feel the emotions that would come with those experiences. Feel gratitude, excitement, and peace. By doing this, you are not just imagining a better future, you are energetically aligning yourself with it. You are sending out a clear signal to the universe that says, "This is who I am. This is what I am ready to receive." It's important to remember that your emotions play a key role in this process. Your thoughts create feelings, and those feelings generate a magnetic field around you that attracts experiences of a similar frequency. When you are filled with emotions of love, gratitude, and trust, you are in perfect alignment with the divine. But when you are consumed by fear, doubt, or frustration, you are creating a resistance that blocks the flow of divine energy into your life. So how do you shift your emotional state when life feels challenging? One of the simplest yet most powerful ways is through gratitude. Gratitude is a direct line to the divine. When you focus on what you are grateful for, no matter how small, you shift your energy immediately. You align yourself with the frequency of abundance, and the universe responds by giving you more to be grateful for. Gratitude is not just a nice sentiment, it is a vibrational force that can transform your reality. Another way to align your emotions with the divine is through meditation and mindfulness. By quieting the mind and tuning into the present moment, you create space for divine guidance to come through. In the stillness, you can hear the whispers of God gently reminding you that you are supported, that you are loved, and that everything is unfolding perfectly. Meditation allows you to connect with the divine within, to feel the peace and presence of God that is always with you. You have the power to align yourself with the divine. Your thoughts, feelings, and intentions are like prayers, constantly communicating with the universe. When you choose to align them with love, trust, and faith, you open yourself to the limitless possibilities that God has in store for you. You are a co-creator of your reality, and the divine is always ready to partner with you, guiding you toward your highest potential. There is a profound sense of peace and freedom that comes when you realize you don't have to control every detail of your life. So often we live in a state of tension and anxiety, constantly trying to manage the outcomes of our decisions, trying to predict and plan for every possible scenario. We worry about the future, about what might go wrong, and we fear that if we don't have everything perfectly figured out, things won't turn out the way we want. But what if the greatest freedom lies in surrendering this need for control and trusting in something far greater than yourself, trusting in divine timing? Divine timing means that everything in your life unfolds exactly when it's meant to, according to a higher intelligence, one that knows far more than we could ever know from our limited human perspective. God, or the universe, is not bound by time in the way that we are. It operates on a different frequency, seeing the entire picture of your life, past, present, and future, and aligning events, opportunities, and experiences in a way that serves your highest good. When you trust in this timing, you release the burden of needing to have everything happen on your schedule, and you open yourself to the flow of life. This trust, however, doesn't come easily for most people. We're used to being in control, or at least trying to be. We live in a world that values certainty and predictability, where we're taught that success comes from having a plan and sticking to it. But life rarely works out in the linear way we expect. Sometimes things take longer than we hope. Sometimes unexpected challenges arise that throw us off course. And in these moments, it's easy to slip into frustration or doubt, wondering why things aren't working out the way we planned. We start questioning ourselves, questioning our path, and questioning God's presence in our lives. But here's the truth: even when things seem to be going wrong, they are often aligning in ways you cannot yet understand. The challenges you face, the delays you encounter, the detours you take, they are not random. They are part of a much larger plan, one that is always guiding you toward your greatest growth, your highest potential, and your deepest fulfillment. The key is to trust this process, even when it doesn't make sense, and to surrender the need to control every detail of how your life unfolds. Surrender is not about giving up. It's not about sitting back and waiting for things to happen without any effort on your part. It's about doing your best, taking inspired action, and then releasing attachment to the outcome. It's about recognizing that while you have a role to play in creating your life, you are not the only force at work. There is a higher power orchestrating everything. And this power operates with a wisdom that far surpasses our human understanding. When you trust in divine timing, you stop pushing so hard against the natural flow of life. You stop forcing things to happen before they're ready. You stop feeling anxious about whether or not you're on the right path. Instead, you start to move with grace and ease, knowing that everything is unfolding in perfect harmony, even if it doesn't look like it in the moment. You begin to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth, as necessary parts of your journey that are preparing you for what's to come. Imagine for a moment that you're planting a seed in a garden. You wouldn't expect the seed to sprout into a full-grown plant overnight. You know that it takes time for the seed to grow roots, to break through the soil, and to reach toward the sunlight. You trust that with the right care and attention, the plant will grow in its own time. Life is no different. The dreams you have, the goals you want to achieve, the relationships you desire, they all have their own timing. They need to grow and develop beneath the surface, often in ways you can't see, before they manifest in your reality. When you trust in divine timing, you allow this process to unfold naturally. You stop rushing the outcome and start appreciating the journey. You begin to see that every step you take, every experience you have is part of the preparation. Sometimes the things you want don't happen right away because you're not ready for them yet. Sometimes the universe is arranging circumstances behind the scenes that will lead to something even better than you imagined. But you can't always see this from where you stand. That's where faith comes in. Faith is knowing that the universe is always working in your favor, even when it doesn't feel like it. It's trusting that the delays, the setbacks, and the challenges are all part of a greater plan that is leading you exactly where you need to be. It's about understanding that God sees the bigger picture and that everything is happening for your highest good, even if it's not happening on your preferred timeline. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the ability to release control and trust the timing of your life. This doesn't mean you stop caring or stop working toward your goals. It means that you stop stressing over the when and how. You focus on what you can do in the present moment, and you let go of the rest. You trust that when the time is right, the doors will open, the opportunities will present themselves, and everything will fall into place in ways that are better than you could have planned. This level of trust and surrender requires a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing life as something you need to control, you begin to see it as something you get to co-create with the divine. You recognize that there is a rhythm and flow to life, and that by aligning yourself with that flow, by trusting in the timing of the universe, you allow yourself to move through life with greater ease and joy. You stop resisting what is and you start embracing what could be. So, when you feel anxious about the future, when you're tempted to force things to happen, remember this: you are not in this alone. You are part of a much larger, divinely orchestrated plan. Trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing, even if you can't see it yet. Surrender the need to control every outcome, and allow the universe to guide you to where you are meant to be in its own time. There is a comforting truth that, when fully embraced, changes the way you navigate life. You are never alone. No matter how isolated you may feel in moments of uncertainty, confusion, or struggle, there is always a presence with you, God. This divine presence is a constant, unchanging force that walks with you every step of the way, offering guidance, support, and love. Many of us go through life feeling disconnected, especially when we face challenges. We tend to believe that the weight of the world is on our shoulders, that we must figure everything out on our own, and that if we stumble or fall, there's no one there to catch us. But this perception is rooted in an illusion of separation, the belief that we are isolated beings cut off from the divine. The truth is quite the opposite. From the moment you were born and took your first breath, God has been with you, and that will never change. The divine presence is not just some abstract force floating in the heavens, far removed from your everyday life. God is right here, right now, within you and all around you. Every breath you take, every heartbeat, every thought, and every emotion is infused with the essence of this presence. You are deeply connected to the source of all creation. And this connection is unbreakable, no matter how lost or alone you might feel at times. This is the foundation upon which your life is built, whether you are aware of it or not. When you begin to understand that God is with you at all times, something profound happens. The sense of isolation that can often creep in during difficult times begins to dissolve. You start to realize that you don't have to carry your burdens alone. You don't have to have all the answers, and you don't need to know exactly what lies ahead. God is with you, guiding you and lighting your path, even when you can't see it. It's easy to lose sight of this truth, especially when life becomes challenging. When we face obstacles, whether they be in our careers, relationships, health, or personal growth, it's natural to feel overwhelmed. In those moments, it can seem like we're navigating life on our own, struggling to find solutions and wondering if we're on the right path. But in reality, these are the moments when God is closest to us, providing the strength and guidance we need to move forward. The problem is that we often don't recognize this divine presence because we're too focused on the external chaos. We're caught up in the noise of the world and the demands of daily life, and in our fears about the future. But if you take a moment to quiet your mind, to pause and listen, you will hear the gentle whisper of God reminding you that you are not alone. It's in the stillness and the space between your thoughts that you can feel the loving presence of the divine, always there, always guiding you. This presence doesn't necessarily show up in grand, miraculous ways, though sometimes it does. More often it's subtle. The intuitive nudge that tells you to take a certain action. It's the feeling of peace that washes over you when you least expect it. It's the unexpected opportunity that presents itself just when you need it most. These are all signs that God is with you, working behind the scenes, aligning things in your favor, even when you can't see it. Trusting in this presence requires faith, especially when things aren't going the way you had hoped. It's easy to feel supported and connected to the divine when life is going smoothly, but what about when you're faced with difficulties? When things aren't happening according to your plan, it can be tempting to question whether God is really there. But these are the moments when your faith is most important. These are the times when you must lean into the knowing that even in the midst of uncertainty, God is guiding you. Sometimes the path you're on doesn't make sense from where you stand, but if you trust that the divine is with you, you can walk forward with confidence, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. The challenges you face are not signs that you've been abandoned. On the contrary, they are opportunities for growth, for deepening your connection to God, and for discovering the strength that resides within you. When you trust that you are never alone, you stop seeing challenges as obstacles and start seeing them as part of the journey, as experiences that are shaping you and preparing you for what's to come. You begin to recognize that even in your struggles, you are supported, loved, and guided. One of the most powerful things you can do is to cultivate a daily awareness of this divine presence in your life. Make it a practice to remind yourself, especially during difficult times, that God is with you. Whether through prayer, meditation, or simply taking a moment of quiet reflection, connect with the presence within you. Listen to the inner voice that reassures you, that tells you that you are on the right path, and that everything is unfolding in divine timing. When you live with this awareness, you begin to move through life with a sense of peace and calm, even in the face of uncertainty. You stop trying to control every detail, and instead, you trust that you are being guided. You start to see the divine working in all areas of your life, from the small, seemingly insignificant moments to the life-changing events. You no longer feel the need to have all the answers because you know that you are not walking this path alone. This doesn't mean that life will always be easy or that you'll never face difficulties. But it does mean that no matter what challenges come your way, you will never have to face them on your own. God is with you, guiding you, loving you, and supporting you in every step you take. You are never alone, and you never will be. This is the truth that, when fully embraced, brings a deep sense of peace, faith, and empowerment to your life.